A very good morning to everybody. Welcome back to your live virtual classes, Foundation Paper 1 Accounting. So today we are going to start off with the chapter number 7. Okay. So what does chapter number 7 deal with? Chapter number 7 has two units. दो unit hai. The first unit, it talks about non-manufacturing entities, yani trading concerns. And the second one are manufacturing entities. So what are we supposed to do? So what are we going to study is final accounts. Okay. So final accounts, what is the meaning of final accounts? The name itself says something, it is final. So today, if I'm going to start a business, me as the owner of the business, I am always interested to find out how much profit or how much loss I have made. Correct? When you are starting a business, you put some money into the business, right? And then you get goods, you sell the goods, you incur few expenses. So you do everything, and finally you want to understand, I what is the expense happened? What is the income I received? What is the net value of both the things? So it can be either profit or it can be either loss. So what do you do? Or how do you do? So the language that we follow is accounts. That is why we started studying about the account subject as a chartered accountant when you're pursuing the course. That's why we started up with the accounting process. Now we have come to a stage wherein we are going to now see the crux, the main thing. क्या करना है? मैं business start करने के बाद I want to know what is the profit or the loss. So I will be preparing the final accounts. Okay. So final accounts in the first unit हम देखेंगे we will be checking the final accounts for non-manufacturing. Jojo concerns, those concerns which are not into the manufacturing process, they don't do any manufacturing process. जो entities manufacturing process नहीं करते हैं, सिर्फ trading करते हैं, that kind of concerns which are only involved in trading. So what are the final accounts that I need to prepare? Three things you need to prepare. The first is called as the trading account. The next is called as the profit and loss account. And the third is called as the balance sheet. They are the three steps which are required to be prepared commonly. Then, madam, manufacturing entities ke liye what should I prepare? These three will come. Along with these three for manufacturing entities, you will have one more account before this, which is the manufacturing account. So an additional step will come if it is manufacturing. But we are now reading non-manufacturing entities. So let us not be worried about this account right now. When I take that unit, we will be concerned about the manufacturing account. Right now, we need to prepare these three accounts. Okay. Now, what does each account deal with? What is this trading account, madam? What is this P&L account? What is this balance sheet? That is what we will see in detail in this particular unit number 1. What is a trading account? What is the final answer of a trading account? What should we do or how should we prepare a trading account? Then the next step is your P&L. From trading account, what should we take into the profit and loss account? Profit and loss account may, what are the items that will come? What is the end result of the profit and loss account? Then what happens, madam? Then we prepare the balance sheet. Okay. In many of the problems, you prepare trading and profit and loss account together. You can follow that format also, or else you can prepare trading account, leave some space below, you can prepare P&L account, and then you can show the balance sheet. In your examination, there will be a 15-mark question coming from this particular topic, your final accounts, or a 10-mark question you can expect. Okay. If this is going to come, they might ask you to prepare all the three together, trading, P&L, and balance sheet. Okay. So how should you maintain your time? Not more than 15 to 20 minutes you should take for this question. How will I get the speed? Only if you practice, you will get the speed. Clear? So now we are going to understand the concepts one by one and then you can go. So madam, ये सब prepare करने के लिए, what is the base? So I have to take the information somewhere, no? Yes. That is your trial balance. Counting process may you would have studied. The first step is your journals. The next step is your ledgers. And then you will be preparing your trial balance. Trial balance is a statement that checks the arithmetical accuracy. Meaning kya hai, madam? Whether all your debit matches with the credit. Because we follow double entry system of bookkeeping. For every debit, we write there is a credit. Correct? So that is done by the trial balance. So trial balance में जो कुछ भी account and whatever side, whether it is a debit balance or credit balance will come, those trial balance items will form the base. Okay. So you will read the trial balance and then you are going to understand where each item will go. For example, if your trial balance is opening stock, where will opening stock go? That should be your first exercise. Madam, sales is given in the trial balance. Where will sales go, madam? Madam, salaries is given in the trial balance. Where will this go? So, the trial balance is the foundation. That is the base. In the trial balance, whatever items are going to come, you are going to individually read them and then see where you are going to post. Simple as that. Very, very simple. I know you people know, but please listen to me once again. Now, the first account that we prepare is called as the trading account. The trading account always deals with the finished goods. What does it deal with the? It deals with the finished goods, madam. तो जब हम finished goods को prepare करते हैं, whatever entries pertaining to the finished goods will fall into the trading account. That is the first account, madam. On the debit side, all of you know it will be the opening stock. Opening stock of finished goods. What is the meaning? The last month's or the last year's closing stock will become the opening stock for this period. So, jitna, this is the opening stock that I have. The next one will be purchases. Madam, I am a non-manufacturing entity. I am involved in the trading of the goods, madam. So, opening stock, I have 10 items, madam. But the demand is more. I need to sell 30 items, madam. So, 20 more items I have purchased during the period. Opening stock, I have some goods. Purchases, I have some more goods. I am purchasing it during the period. Then, madam, for bringing the purchases into my particular premise, my particular factory, or not factory, my particular place, go down, I am incurring some expenses, transport expenses, madam, some freight inwards, ma'am. All of them are concerned to the purchases. So any direct expenses concerned with the purchases will be forming a part of your trading account. Then what will come on to the credit side? Very, very simple. Whatever gives you revenue. Revenue का मतलब है when I sell the products, I get my income or revenue. And the same way, when I have the closing stock or when I write the closing stock, I get my revenue. So this is how it is. This is how it is. This is how we have to do it. Madam, I have posted everything, madam. Now what will be the balancing figure? The balancing figure, if it comes on the debit side, that is called as the gross profit. If this comes on the debit side, it's called as the gross profit. No, madam, I am getting the balancing figure this side, madam. Then it will be called as gross loss. Either or. Either you will have gross profit or gross loss. You can't get both profit or loss at one particular time. Okay. So trading account, you will have the gross profit or gross loss as your final figure. Clear everybody with this particular thing? Now, what is the additional concept you are going to learn here? There is a concept called as closing entries. Okay, ma'am, what is this closing entries? Closing entries are those entries which you prepare at the end of the period. My dear students, trading account and the P&L account is prepared for the year ended. When you write the format, it will be in the books of trading account for the year ended. क्या है ये? For the year ended है. Clear? My dear students, all of you have to understand what do you mean by closing entries. At the end of the period, after you are preparing this particular account to close the accounts, for example, opening stock, अभी आपको close करना पड़ेगा. You have to close the opening stock and transfer it to the trading account. Okay. Then when I tell please close the purchases. Purchases account should be closed for the year. Why should I close? Because for the year, what are the purchases I entered in the trading account? तो अभी purchases का काम खत्म हो गया है. Once after the work is over, it should not be carried forward. All the nominal accounts, expenses है, incomes है, वो सारे के सारे in the same year you have to close down them. That is why we follow or we pass the closing entries. For transferring the debit side items, this is the entry. All of you, please see. For transferring the debit side items, the entry will be very, very simple. You should debit the trading account and you should credit all the accounts, whatever you have debited in the trading account. That means opening stock gets credited, purchases gets credited, and the other direct expenses also gets credited. Simple. Madam, for the credit items, what do I do? Credit items the same way, what should you do? Sales account you have to debit, closing stock account you have to debit, and then credit the trading account. Credit the trading account. Madam, then what about gross profit or gross loss? Whenever you get a gross profit, that it is nothing but trading accounts get debited to profit and loss account. Where will this go? To the next step, madam. Either gross profit or gross loss will be going into the profit and loss account. It will be going into the profit and loss account, trading account debit to profit and loss account. The narrations you have to write. Whenever you pass a journal entry in any chapter, please write the narration. Then only you will get the full marks. Clear? Then, madam, what about gross loss? The same way. Gross loss may profit and loss account you will debit to trading account. This is for the gross profit. This is for the gross loss. Clear, everybody? This is how you will be preparing a trading account. Now, in the same fashion, we are now going to understand. Everybody, now we are going to see the illustration number 2. Very, very easy. Illustration 2, you have the trial balance or the information given to you. From the above information, prepare a trading account of measures ABC traders for the year ended 31st March 2022. Pass the necessary closing entries in the journal proper. So journal proper क्या होता है? Journal proper is the subsidiary book, the last book wherein you will be passing the other entries which will not come in the sales book, purchases book, sales return book, purchase return book, bills receivable book, bills payable book. So that particular type of entries will be coming here. Okay. Now the first one, opening inventory. Now I am going to, all of you please see, write or fill it here itself. Okay. The same thing we are going to do it here in the books of ABC traders. Everybody please see in the books of ABC traders. Okay. Opening stock gives me, or opening stock is 1 lakh rupees. Opening stock is 1 lakh. The next one, purchases. Here purchases is 6 lakh and 72. But my dear students, in the question, they have also given you something as return inward, return outward. Correct? Return inward, return outward. Iska meaning hai, there is a sales return, there is a purchases return. I told you in the last classes, I think I told you, return inwards means what? आप जब सेल्स करते हो the goods go outside. When those goods are returned inwards, it means it is sales return. So sales return is also called as return inward. Okay. Return outward means purchases return. You have purchased the goods. उसको आप वापस दे रहे हो. That means the goods are going out. So they are called as returns outwards. Clear, everybody? That is 72,000. Now purchase is 6,72,000 minus the returns. Very, very important. Minus 72,000. So 6 lakh is my purchases. Why are you subtracting? We want only the net purchases. That's all. Very simple. Good. The next one, all of you please see. Carriage inwards है, wages hai. So carriage inwards and wages, they form part of your direct expenses. Carriage inwards is 30,000. Wages is 50,000. My dear students, please be very careful. If they say salaries, then that is indirect expenses. Indirect expenses ka meaning hai, it will go to the P&L account. But here the word or the name given is just wages. Wages का meaning क्या है? It you mean that wages is nothing but those expenses or the amount that you are giving to people who are working in your godown or in the factory. They all come under the direct expenses. So the total direct expenses 80,000, which is 30,000 for the freight inward and 50,000 for the wages. So total is 80,000. Now come to the next thing. What is the next point that we have? The next point is sales and sales returns. So sales will come on to the credit side minus the sales returns and closing inventory is 2 lakhs. So now let us write this side also. Sales is 11 lakh minus the returns is 1 lakh. Okay. Sales is 11 lakh minus 1 lakh, which gives you 10 lakh rupees. And the closing stock is 2 lakhs. Over. Now, which side is more? The credit side is more. That means income side is more. So 10 plus 2 is 12 lakhs is the total. I will get both the sides. 12 lakhs and 12 lakhs. Now, gross profit value is coming to how much? This is 7 lakh and 80. So, 4 lakh and 20,000 is the gross profit. How much? 4 lakh and 20,000 is the gross profit. Clear? The gross profit is 4 lakh and 20,000. Now all of you please see. They are also asking you to pass the closing entries. Closing entries will remain the same except for two other additions will happen here. What is this? You have purchases returns, you have sales returns. So when you are subtracting, you should reduce the value of the purchases and the sales also. That means what are you telling, madam? The first entry, all of you please see, when you have to reduce the purchases or record for this particular purchases returns, it will be purchases returns account debit to the purchases. कितना है? 72,000 and 72,000. This is you are making an entry. That means you are reducing the purchases. अभी यहाँ पे देखो. What is that you will be getting everybody? Now all of you please see. What is the opening stock value from the entry? 1 lakh rupees, madam. What is the purchases entry? Now here you can write 6 lakh because already you have reduced the value of 72,000. Direct expenses is how much? 80,000. But when you're writing the direct expense in this particular entry, please be very careful. Write wages and carriage inward separately, 30,000, 50,000. I have combined both and written as direct expenses, but you write it differently. So the total side is 7 lakh and 80,000. Now what about sales? Sales also similar fashion, you have to reduce the returns to sales returns. Kitna hai? 1 lakh and 1 lakh. So now actual sales value comes down to 10 lakhs and this comes down to 2 lakhs. The total value is 12 lakh rupees. How much is the total value? 12 lakh rupees. Now, do you have a gross profit or do you have a gross loss? It is gross profit, madam. How much is the gross profit? 4 lakh and 20,000. So that will be this entry. If you see in your textbook, my dear students, here it will be written trading account debit to gross profit to P&L account. दो entries होगा. I have combined and written it in one entry. This is also correct only. So this will come when there is gross loss. In this question, there is no gross loss. Clear, everybody? Do you people have a doubt with this particular question? Anybody has any doubt with this question? So this is how you prepare a trading account and you prepare the closing entries. That's all, as simple as that. So in the trading account, it deals with the finished goods. So finished goods, in relation to the finished goods, the opening stock, purchases, all the direct expenses will be debited. Sales and closing stock will be credited. If you get a balancing figure on the debit side, it is gross profit. If you get a balancing figure on the credit side, it will be called as gross loss. Then for passing the closing entries, for all the debit items, one entry. For all the credit items, another entry. For gross profit, there is one entry. If you get a gross loss, there is one entry. Okay. In this question alone, since there are returns given to you, sales returns hai, purchases returns hai. So additionally, you will have to record them. Why I have to record? Because when we are subtracting here and showing, correct? The same thing you should also have it in the entries. Clear, everybody? Everybody got the answers? Any doubts do you people have? I want everybody of you to answer. So we'll go into the next account, which is the P&L account. Understood? Okay, Mubarak. Others? Shweta Sharma. Okay, next. I want everybody of you to answer. Alisha. Okay. Bindya. Manjushri. Okay. Kritika Jha. Ujjwal. Okay. Ma'am, should we write? This is a good question. Are you not writing? When I'm teaching, if you want, you can just wait and then make it like you can understand it and then you can do. Okay. Easy questions, it seems. Okay. When difficult question comes, I should see all of you. Okay. Hardik understood. Good. The next account that we are going to open right now will be the profit and loss account. So after we prepare the trading account, the balancing figure from the profit and balancing figure from the trading account will go into Tanya Sharma. And the direct expenses can be of different types, okay? But इस question में जो wages and carriage inward है वो दोनों बनता है आपका direct expense. Carriage outward it will go as an indirect expense, okay? Freight outward, carriage outward वो सब P&L account में it will come. As we read the question, we will be able to understand. Binayak Paul. Binayak Paul. Name sounds very different. Okay. Sunidhi. Okay, good. Everybody has understood. No need to prepare. Easy questions like this will not come. Okay. Yes, Sandeep Raj, salaries is indirect. Also, okay. Closing entries is nothing but you should close the accounts and transfer the balances. Yes, Neha, you can prepare trading account separately and P&L account separately. Or in the same page, upper part you can have for trading account and the lower part you can have for the P&L account. Okay. And then balance sheet, you can do it separately. Or you can do it separately, like trading account separately, again P&L account and this also. Anyhow it is permitted. Don't have to worry. Okay. Now, what are the expenses for direct expenses or what are the examples for direct expenses? As in when you read the question, you will understand what is inward, what is outward, what are the particular expenses is what you will come to understand. Clear? Now, this much. Whether this kind of easy questions will come in the exam, definitely no, you will have a little bit higher standard. But that is okay. That will also be easy. But you first understand the foundation basics. Now we go to the second account, which is nothing but the profit and loss account. Profit and loss account, the starting point will be your gross profit or the gross loss. Correct? So trading account में जो कुछ भी आपका result आता है, that will be my starting point in my P&L account. So P&L account में what are all the expenses that I will be having? P&L account records all the indirect expenses. Simply putting it, indirect expenses. So indirect expenses का क्या meaning है, madam? Indirect expenses means those expenses which you are incurring in your office, like salaries, like electricity bills, like rent. All of this will form a part of your Profit and loss account. This is also prepared for the year ended only. So for the period, here also you will have similar closing entries. Like what you are having in your trading account, P&L account also you will have the entries. So your starting point will be gross profit, or if it is a gross loss, it will come to the debit side. Either you can either have gross profit or have the gross loss. That's all, gross profit or gross loss. Clear? What will come onto the credit side? All the indirect incomes will come onto the credit side. Indirect incomes. Can you give examples, madam? If you have given a property on rent and you are receiving rent, then rent account or rent is your rent received is your income. If you are investing in any other or you have given loan somewhere, interest you receive, or you have fixed deposit somewhere, the interest you can receive on them. If you have invested in shares, you can receive dividends. So dividend received. If you are doing any commissioning activities or any agent, you are acting as an agent, you will get the commission received. Or you will have the you can have, or you also can have, somebody had written discount received, where you are going and paying your creditors, you can have this discount received account also. Then madam, what about the expenses? You have different kind of indirect expenses. For this, okay, wages will go to your trading account, salaries will come into your P&L account. Okay, indirect expenses can be salaries, to electricity. If it is power, then it will go to the trading account. If it is electricity, electricity is the word used for office, so it will come here. Any other electricity administration charges? What is administration charges? I will show you. See, administration charges to depreciation will come in your P&L account, and to I will show you the textbook. It will give you a very, very exhaustive list. Okay, then you will understand. See here, all of you, this particular page, it has given you a lot of things. So on the expenses side, let us see salaries, office rent, printing and stationery, telephone charges, postage, insurance. If you are appointing an auditor, a chartered accountant, the fees that you pay, audit fees, legal charges, electricity charges, which I was telling about. Please don't write, anybody. Don't scribble. Switch off the annotation. All of you, please see. Maintenance and expenses. So repairs and renewals. Okay. Depreciation can be on the office equipment. You can have furniture and buildings, all of this. And then we have selling and distribution expenses. In the selling and distribution expenses, selling agents ka salary, advertisement, then go down rent, carriage outward. Carriage inward will go to trading account. Carriage outward will come into your P&L. Bad debts. If nobody is paying you, the debtors, whoever is sold, they are not able to pay. It is called as bad debts. You are doubtful, so you create a provision in hand. So that is provision for bad debts. Jo agents, selling agents, you will be giving them a commission. So that is called as the selling commission. All of you, please see here. Financial expenses, bank charges, interest on loans, discount on bills, discount allowed to customers, and abnormal losses. Whenever you are going to sell any properties or any assets, the loss that you are getting will be debited and the profit that you're getting will be credited. Clear? And these are the interest parts. And what is the final answer, madam? Please see very carefully. If you get your answer or the balancing figure on the debit side, it will be called as the net profit. If you are getting it on the credit side, it will be called as the net loss. Okay. So where will these two go? Either or. You can get either net profit or net loss, not both together. Okay. So these two, you will be taking it into your balance sheet. Where will it go? It will be going into your balance sheet. Now, madam, do we have closing entries? Yes, my dear students, you have the closing entries. So, for the debit side items, what will come, madam? Debit side items के लिए you are going to debit profit and loss account debit, and all the debit side items like salaries. It depends on the question. You have seen the format, but based on your question, what are the expenses coming? All those expenses you have to credit them, and that will be for the debit items transfer. Madam, credit side ke liye the same thing, but what will happen is to profit and loss account will be credited. Profit and loss account will be credited. What are the items that can come, madam? It again depends on the question. Okay. Now, finally, net loss or net profit. What is the entry? That is also a single entry. If you are getting net profit as the answer, the thing will be like this. What is the entry? Everybody, please see for transferring the net profit. Profit and loss account gets debited to capital account. This is for the net profit. If it is going to be net loss, how will you transfer the net loss? The same thing, madam. It will be, this is for the net profit. For the net loss, it will be capital account gets debited to profit and loss account. That's all. Now, in the similar fashion, yeah, good. Radhika Jain, very good. In the similar fashion, I request everybody of you to do this particular illustration right now. Closing entries will also be the same way like this. Now, my dear students, please do the illustration number 3. Prepare the P&L account. Don't do the trading account, only P&L account, okay? I will give you 5 minutes. P&L account you should prepare, and also prepare the closing entries. All of you, please see closing entries also they are asking. So I want you people to prepare it. I am going to give you 5 minutes. I will be back. Have you started doing this question? Okay. So many of you, like, have you got the net profit or net loss? Let us start doing the question. The starting point is your gross profit. Okay. इस question में gross profit है. Gross profit's value. Okay. Bindya, Binu and Ujjwal have told the right answers. Gross profit value is 4,20,000. Okay. Now the first one. Anjali Yadav done. Very, very good. I'm doing it for the benefit of other people. Salaries hai 1,10,000. This is an expense. Okay. Hardik, very good. Discount credit, discount debit. My dear students, please listen. When they say discount in the brackets credit, it means discount received. Discount in the brackets debit means it is an expense. You have given the discount. You have allowed the discount. वो बन जाता है expense which has debit inside. Clear? Credit balance and debit balance. Very, very important. So discount credit, discount received is 18,000. That comes on the credit side. I am writing it here, 18,000. And then to discount given or allowed. Yeah, everybody is telling the answer as 43,000 is the net profit. I am very happy, very good. Then bad debts. Two bad debts will be how much? That is an expense. Bad debts ka figure is 17,000. Then to depreciation, 65,000 is this particular charge, depreciation charges. And then we have legal charges. So two legal charges. I am not having place, so I am writing it here and there. 25,000. Then we have consulting fees. To consulting or consultancy charges, it comes to 32,000. Okay. The next thing that we have is audit fees. To audit fees comes to 1,000. And then electricity charges is 17,000. Okay. Telephone, postage, telegrams, stationery, and interest paid on loans. So to telephone charges is 12,000. And then two stationery that we have is 27,000. And then the final expenses interest paid on loans. To interest paid on loans. Interest paid on loans comes to 70,000. Clear everybody? So it will be 4,38,000 total. 4,38,000 total. And here the net profit value is 43,000. I want everybody of you to pass the entries. This total is 3,95,000. Correct. And 43,000 is this. Did you all pass the closing entries? Did you all pass the closing entries? Very, very important. Yes, these are all the closing entries. Profit and loss account to everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 accounts should come here on the credit side. And this side you will be having only one account. Very easy. Discount received will be coming here and gross profit also is there. That also you should transfer. After that, the next one here, the entry will be 43,000 and 43,000. If you see in your textbook or in your illustration, okay, goods को store करने का expenses. The goods storage expenses will be a part of your trading account, Neha. Now, here in your textbook, if you see this entry will be split out into two entries. That is P&L account to net profit to capital account. Okay, that way also you can do, this way also you can do. With this, we finished the P&L account. Now we go into the next important, most important account is your balance sheet. Okay, madam. Now the net profit I arrived, net loss also I know. Then what I should do? You are supposed to prepare something called as the balance sheet. So what is this balance sheet? The balance sheet, the other name for balance sheet is also called as your position statement. Why, madam, we are calling it as position statement? Can you tell me? Because balance sheet is a statement at a given point in time, whereas trading account, profit and loss account prepared for the year, balance sheet prepared as on a particular date. It gives you the statement or it tells you what are your assets, what are your liabilities. So the format for a balance sheet will be in the books of balance sheet asset. On the right hand side will be assets. On the left hand side will be liabilities. Again, in liabilities, you will have current liabilities and non-current liabilities. Or you can say long-term liabilities. Current liabilities are those liabilities which you have to pay in 1 year, within 1 year. ये वाला non-current liabilities or long-term liabilities are those you will pay even after 1 year, more than 1 year. Assets में you have current assets. Current assets are those which will give you cash. Assets means anything that gives you money. Liability means anything for which you have to pay the money. Correct? So when I talk about asset can be current assets. Inventory, debtors, that is your receivables, bills receivable. All of this are current assets because from them you can get money within a period of 1 year. Below 1 year itself, you can get the money. Suppose I talk about non-current or fixed assets, those assets which will give you money or which will remain in the business for more than 1 year and the money will be coming inside for more than one accounting period. For example, I can tell you here machinery, equipment, land and building, office furniture. All of these will be forming a part of your fixed assets. Clear, everybody? Now, madam, how should I show the assets here? Now, balance sheet, as you would have all of you learned, you can present it in two forms, okay? In the order of permanence or in the order of liquidity, okay? So, what is this particular thing, ma'am? So, now coming back, we usually show it in the order of permanence. Permanence means those assets which are permanent, which will come first, okay? So coming back, Hardik, okay, no problem. So permanence means those assets which are permanent, like first is land and building. The fixed assets will come first. Plant and machinery. Any other office equipment. And then furniture. And then you have motor vehicles. And then you talk about any other loans and advances. Long term, you have given the loans and advances. Any investments you have made. Then you come to the current assets. Current assets may you have the inventory, the closing stock inventory. Then you have the trade receivables. Then you have bills receivable. And then cash and cash equivalents, money you have with you at hand and you have in bank. All of them will be forming a part of your balance sheet. So this is in the order of permanence. Then what is liquidity, madam? Liquidity is the opposite. So when you come from start with cash and end with buildings in the reverse way, that is called liquidity. Those assets which are easily convertible into cash. In that, the first one is cash because that is easily available as cash. Then next you can give bills receivable, get money. Trade receivables, debtors will give you money. Stock, I will sell and get money. So these are the methods in which you can present your balance sheet. Then, madam, what should I follow for the exam? For the exam, order of permanence is accepted. You don't have to worry. Even if you're going to write it in the order of liquidity, also just mention balance sheet as on the date bracket in the order of liquidity, in the order of permanence. It's okay. As far as your things are tallying, that is okay. Now, all of you, please see here. Under the liabilities, the first thing in the order of permanence may will be the closing capital. Closing capital, what is the formula? I will tell you a little later. Then under liabilities, you can have any long-term loans. And then you will have the current liabilities. What are the current liabilities? Trade payables, bills payable, or any other outstanding expenses. All of this will come here. And finally, your balance sheet has to balance. Okay? And finally, your balance sheet has to balance. This is the point. Just a minute. So this is what it has to balance. Okay, you can prepare it in the order of liquidity or in the order of permanence. Now coming back, as we had closing entries for trading account and profit and loss account, we will be having opening entries here. What it is? We will be having opening entries. So balance sheet, only in the balance sheet, you will have opening entries. Entries nahi, only one entry. So it will be only opening entry. As simple as that. Okay. Now, please come here and see all the assets account you will be debiting. Debit the asset account and then credit the liabilities account and the capital account. All of you, please see this. This particular opening entry will come only in the case of a balance sheet, just passing the opening entry. It will not come for trading account P&L because those two accounts के लिए you are going to prepare the closing entries. Balance sheet, you will be preparing the opening entry. So always you will be taking the opening date and on that date one single entry. Why should we pass the opening entry? Because, my dear students, balance sheet has assets and liabilities. The assets and liabilities value will be carried forward. From the previous year closing balance sheet, I have to bring the balances into the present year balance sheet. What will I do? I should pass the opening entry and then bring them into the books. That is the main purpose what I have to do. Now, my dear students, let me show you the two illustrations of passing just the opening entry. We have done. Fourth one is a different question. Fifth question. Okay, trial balance is given. Just a minute. Okay, trial balance. Here is the balance sheet. Okay. In the order of permanence, in the order of liquidity. From here, they're asking you to prepare a thing. Seventh question is a little tricky. Now, all of you, please see. From the given balance sheet, prepare the relevant opening entry. Very, very simple. Illustration number 8 talks about preparing the opening entry. Okay. So now how do you prepare an opening entry, my dear students? I told you single entry, assets account debit to the liabilities to the capital. That's all. That is one single entry that I have to pass. Okay. Nimitta, who is this? Please don't write. So all of you, please see. I will be passing the opening entry in the books of the particular person on 1st of April 2022. That is the first thing. What are all the assets, my dear students? Please tell me. Assets, totally, I can't just write the assets. I should give a breakup of the assets. It is nothing but cash in hand, cash at bank. All these accounts get debited. Cash in hand, cash at bank. Then we have the trade receivables. Trade receivables. Then we have the closing inventory. And then we have the machinery and equipment. Two, what are all there on the liability side? Mahendra and Sons. And then to capital account. Now, when I start writing the amounts, all of you please see cash in hand is 43,000. Cash at bank is 2,67,500. And then 7,49,500. And then 9 lakhs, 6 lakhs. Mahendra and Sons is 5,60,000. And this is 20 lakhs. So the narration will be opening entry passed on 1/4/2022. This will be one single opening entry. This is your illustration number 8. Are you supposed to prepare the balance sheet? Not required. Just the opening entry. So assets, everything gets debited to the liability and capital account, because assets is equal to liabilities plus capital, or in other words, capital is assets minus liability. So this and this will all automatically tally. There is nothing that you need to worry about it. Okay. Now we are going to see the illustration number 11, because 11 is also the same thing, pass the opening entry. See all of you how they have passed the opening entry? Same way that we have done opening entry, opening date, the same thing. Passing the opening entry, or you are bringing the balances here. See this Poppetlal. You have capital, fixed assets, provision is there. Show the opening journal entry in the books of Poppetlal. The same thing will come. All of you, please see. I want you to do this now. Okay. Fixed assets you will debit, inventories you will debit. Now trade receivables, madam. There is a provision here, madam. So how will I show this as minus? No problem, my dear students. Show provision for trade receivables in the liability side. That means all of you please see here. When you do the opening entry, you will take the trade receivables value as 1,88,000, the total value. And this provision, no, it will go to the credit side. May it will come to provision for doubtful debts. That is the only difference that will come in your illustration number 11. Is that clear, everybody? Illustration number 11 is also passing the opening entry. But in that, there is only one difference. It is nothing but trade receivables is given. Provision for trade receivables is also there. Okay? Provision for trade receivables is also there. Now coming back, provision for trade receivables will be taken into the credit side. That is your liabilities may you have to show. When you're writing it here, trade receivables total value to provision for doubtful debts will come into the credit side. That's all. Is this clear? Any doubts in your illustration number 8 and illustration number 11 till now? Just passing the opening journal entries. That's all, opening entries. Now we will go and see how to prepare a balance sheet. Everybody else? Okay, once again, repeating the opening entry. Vishwas, I think you're again asking. Please listen to that carefully when I am repeating, okay? Opening entry will come only in case of balance sheet items. To bring forward the last year balances into the current year system or the current year books, you are going to pass the opening entry. One single opening entry on the opening date. Assets will be debited, liabilities and capital should be credited. This entry will always match. There is no problem to check, or you can ask me, madam, what if the amounts are not balancing? It will always balance. And in the narration, you should write the brought forward balances from the previous year. I am bringing it into this year. That's all, as simple as that. Clear, everybody? So this is your opening entry. I want you people to try the illustration number 11. Now, my dear students, we go back once again. Now we are going to see how to prepare the balance sheet. I will be doing this question of illustration number 5, I guess. I did illustration. Yeah, I will do illustration. Okay, illustration number 5 we will do a little later, because trial balance is given and they are asking you to prepare closing entries and prepare trading and P&L. I'll give you time. First, let us see one question with regard to the balance sheet alone, which is illustration number 6, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, illustration number 6. All of you please see here given below trial balance of Dayal Brothers. First thing is the capital account. Next is the land and building. Where will land and building come? Debit side means they are assets. Credit balances means they are liabilities. So land and building of 3 lakhs will come into your balance sheet on the asset side. In the books of Dayal Brothers, you are preparing balance sheet as on 31st March 2022. As simple as that. That is your 3 lakh value. Then 14 percentage term loan. It is a loan. So 4 lakhs will come here on the long term loan side. 14 percentage loan, 4 lakhs. Again, you have another loan from Dayal Brothers that will also come here. Loan from Dayal Brothers again 4 lakh and 60,000 that will be coming on to your credit side. Shall we see the next part what it is? Capital, I'll come to that last. Now all of you see trade receivables 4 lakh and 20 already we have written here. It is a current asset and then cash in hand already written 20,000 that is also a current asset. And then next come inventories. Inventories is 6 lakhs that is a part of your current asset. And then come down you have furniture. Furniture is a fixed asset so 2 lakh already you've written. Trade payables is your current liability. So go to the liability side and write 40,000. Next, advances to suppliers. What is this meaning? Advances to suppliers means to your creditors, you are giving advance. So since it is in the debit side, you can show it as your current asset because you have beforehand given the advance to your creditor. So suppliers are your creditors. Advances given to them will be your asset. Okay, and finally the net profit. All of you see there is net profit, there is drawings. So with the closing capital or the capital account which is opening 7 lakhs, you have to add the net profit and subtract the drawings. What do you mean by drawings, my dear students? Drawings means anything taken for the personal use of the owner. It is not pertaining to the business. So I should remove that. 60,000 drawings I should remove. So what will be my closing capital? 7 lakh plus 1 lakh, 8 lakh minus 60,000, 7 lakh and 40,000 is my opening capital. Now all of you please see and tell me what will be the balance sheet total? 5 lakh, 11 lakh, 15 lakh, 20, 16 lakh, 20, 16 lakh and 40,000. Am I right? Is 16 lakh and 40,000 your balance sheet total? 16 lakh and 40,000. Are we getting the same thing this side also? 4 lakh 60, 8 lakh 60 plus 16 lakh and 40. Yes. Everybody got the answer? Anish Kumar, did you all get the answer? 16 lakh and 40,000. As simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. So this is now how you prepare individually. So first one trading account you prepared separately and then you prepared the P&L account, good Akshit, and then you prepared the balance sheet. Okay. You learnt about the closing entries. You learnt about the opening entries. So in this fashion, we finished 5 illustrations. In this question or in this chapter, you have 14 illustrations, out of which 5 illustrations we have already done. Okay. And I will be doing 4 more illustrations now in the class. Now, the next thing. What is the next concept? So now let us practice on this. I will now show you an illustration which says prepare your trading account and P&L account together. It shows or it says prepare the trading account and P&L account together. Very, very simple question. Okay. Question or the illustration number 5. So how do I prepare that, madam? You can prepare it in a single page because in your exam, you will get this long sized page. Okay. So on top, you can write in the books of whatever is the name, trading and profit and loss account for the year ended. You can write it once for all. Okay. On top, you will always write the trading account and below it will be always the P&L account. Simple. Very, very simply, you can do the question. Now, if I'm going to take the illustration number 5, they are going to ask you to do both the accounts together. in the books of Vancho. Okay. Trading and profit and loss account for the year ended on 31st March 2022. Yours will be a better thing. Okay. Yours will be a better thing. I mean, you will have much more place. Okay. Don't do it as per sequence. Shweta Sharma, in the order of permanence or in the order of liquidity, you can just write. Okay. So, based on whatever is given in the question, try to mold it and fit into our format. That is okay. Okay. I have not remembered any question. I've just seen that question right now. Okay. All of you, please see question illustration number 5. Illustration 6 तो हमने कर लिया. Now अभी illustration 5. Very easy. In the illustration 5, they are asking you to prepare closing entries and then prepare the trading and P&L account. So यहाँ पे पहला first they are asking you to do the closing entries and then prepare the trading and P&L account. But since this is the first time that we are doing a total account, I would request you to first prepare the account and then prepare closing entries. Okay. आप जब आपको प्रैक्टिस मिल जाएगा when you're getting good practice of the same thing, then you can do the reverse way also. Okay, here first you can prepare the account and do. Now, my dear students, when I'm going to read the trial balance, I want your full attention here. I want everybody of you to see here. The following is the trial balance of Vancho Limited on 31st of March. Trial balance is given to you. What are they asking you? Prepare the closing entries and just prepare trading and P&L account. That's all. Okay. They've given you the entire trial balance. If you want, you can do the balance sheet also. Is question may you can do the balance sheet also. No problem. Nothing, no hard and fast rule at all. Okay. Now all of you please see the first account, capital account. Capital account will go into which particular part? It will go into the balance sheet. But capital account ke saath, you should be adding the net profit or subtracting the net loss. When will you get the net profit or net loss? When you prepare your P&L account, then only you will get those balances. No. Okay. So this particular capital account, this particular value will go into your balance sheet. Now, madam, I am not preparing balance sheet. No, madam. Okay. So then leave it. But if you want, you can prepare the balance sheet also. The first one, all of you, please see the inventories. That is nothing but the opening stock. Opening stock will come in the trading account credit side. So all of you start posting it. Debit, credit, particulars and amount, write neatly. Okay, particulars and amount. Particulars and amount. That is your opening stock. Okay. Now, my dear students, cash in hand is your asset. This is your current asset. It will not come in the trading account, not in the P&L account, but in the balance sheet. Machinery account, ye hai aapka fixed asset. So it will also come into the balance sheet asset side. Next, we have the, what is this? Next, we have the purchases account. Purchases account will come into my trading account. So please write purchases account debit side, that will be 18 lakh and 20,000. Purchases account on the debit side 18 lakh and 20,000. Now my dear students, the next one, wages account. Wages account is 10 lakhs. When I say wage, it is a direct expense. It will come into the trading account only. Just below the wages, please see salaries account. Now this salaries account, leave some space and write it below 10 lakhs, because this is nothing but indirect expense. It will go into the P&L account. Next, discount allowed debit side. It is an expense, indirect expense. So take it to your P&L account. Discount allowed will be 50,000. What is this? Discount allowed is 50,000. Next, discount received. It is an income, indirect income in the P&L account. Discount received is 30,000. Credit balance, so 30,000 will come here. Sundry office expenses, all of you please see. These are office expenses, so indirect expenses. So sundry office expenses. Sundry office expenses comes to this value, which is nothing but 6 lakh rupees. The next one is your sales account. Sales account is nothing but it will be going to your trading account. Sales account is 50 lakh rupees. Okay, no sales return, nothing. Sums owing by customer, trade receivable, current asset, balance sheet mein jayega. Then trade payables, that is nothing but your creditors. This will also go into the balance sheet on the credit side. Clear? Abhi dekho, there is one more thing, madam. What is this? Value of the closing inventory is given separately. So this type of the transactions given outside of the trial balance. Is this closing stock coming inside the trial balance or no? It is coming outside the trial balance. Any such transactions coming outside the trial balance are called as adjustments. That is our next concept. Okay. Anything that is coming outside the trial balance is called as your adjustment. Each adjustment will have two effects. So, what is the meaning of adjustment? Why should I give two effects, madam? If you ask me, the logic or the actual concept behind this, adjustments are those for which no journal entries are passed. At the time of closing the books, आप जब books को close करते हैं, उस time पे suddenly you have found out that this particular transaction I have not passed. Now I am preparing my final accounts. I cannot go back. I cannot फिर go back and then sit and do my journal, ledger, change trial balance. वो बहुत tedious हो जाएगा. नहीं, we cannot do that way. What is the other way I will do? Simply those adjustments coming outside the trial balance, now give them two effects in your final accounts. What you should do? You should give them two effects. So दो जगह पे लिखना है. Every adjustment will have two effects. This you need to understand. In that, the first adjustment is closing stock, because we have seen in the inventories chapter, at the time of closing the books on 31st March, we do the stock taking, correct? So closing inventory का value हमको जब मिल जाएगा when we finished the physical stock taking. That is why after preparing the books, we get the closing stock value. So the closing stock is the first adjustment that is coming outside the trial balance. And this will have two effects. कौन सा two effects? एक effect है, it will come in the trading account on the credit side. Okay. It will come on the credit side of the trading account, which is nothing but 3,70,000. दूसरा effect कहाँ आएगा? Closing stock is nothing but your inventory. Balance sheet co we are not preparing, so I am not bothered about it. Is this clear? Can somebody tell me what is a gross profit? Shweta says gross profit is 22 lakh and 50,000, madam, to gross profit, which is the balancing figure of your trading account, and that comes here by gross profit, which is 22 lakh and 50,000. 22 lakh and 50,000 हो गया. अभी based on this, what I'm going to do, balance this. This is nothing but 22 lakh and 80,000. 22 lakh and 80,000. Okay. Okay. Closing stock is 2 lakh 70 or 3 lakh 70. Okay. 2 lakh 70. Okay. ठीक है. Now coming here, this is 16 lakh and 50. So how much is this particular value? 16 lakh and 50, 70. 5 lakh and 70. Am I right? What is the net profit value? 6 lakh and 30. This is the net profit value. After you arrive these two, you are supposed to pass the closing entries. Please do that as homework. Very, very easy. Clear? If you want, you can also try the balance sheet as a part of the same question. Yes, everybody understood? Any doubts with this particular questions? Okay, now my dear students, we will be going ahead and then we will be doing the illustration number 9. Illustration number 9 is a full-fledged question. Okay, it's a very easy question. बहुत सारा, there is nothing that you have to sit and work out also. It's very easy question. Okay, but provided, what is the point, you know? Just I'm seeing your doubts, okay? Bad debts and provision. You don't have to worry, okay? Neha, bad debts or provision का bad debt जब मैं वो adjustment I'm teaching, I will teach you that time. अभी there is no problem. Bad debts and provision for bad debts दोनों आपका P&L account में आएगा expense side में. That's all. Okay? Yes, you can do Vishwas. You can do the things together itself. No problem at all. You can do trading account, P&L account in the same page itself together in your thing. Shweta Sharma, you understood? Okay. Khalid, I have not memorized anything. Radhika Jain, you have understood? I want all of you to start doing the ninth question. Meanwhile, I will be taking the doubts. I'm just checking the doubts, okay? Neha. Anjali Yadav. Ma'am, can we say that we do opening entries because it is carried forward? Yes, Anjali Yadav. Journal entries are compulsory in exam. Yes, Mr. What's your name? Sharma. Alkesh. Yes, if they ask you in the exam, you are supposed to do it compulsorily. Bindya Bino, okay, good, you're given the answer. I want the others to start going, okay? Start doing this. Okay, Hardik Bano. Kritika Jha, you got the answer? Okay, good. Tanya Sharma, good. Mm, Ujjwal Goyal. Okay, there is interest on loan. Let us keep our life very simple, Ujjwal. In this question, they have not mentioned anything, so you don't worry about anything else also, okay? We are preparing only the balance sheet. Balance sheet mein interest nahi aayega, only the loan will come. Okay, so don't worry. What is net realizable value or value, whichever is? What is that question, Indran? I didn't even understand what your question is. Ashwini. Okay, good. Others are also answering. I'm happy. Kartikeya Agarwal. Kartikeya Agarwal. Okay. Net profit. Okay, good. Sunidhi. Ma'am, free sampling is direct or indirect? It is indirect. It is your advertisement. You give sampling for people to understand. Anish, yeah, okay, done. Good. I am now going to show you the illustration number 9. And I want you people to try the illustration number 9. Take 10th one as homework. Just do the illustration number 9 here in the class. Shri Mittal gives you the following trial balance or is trial balance में they have the entire information, my dear students. Closing inventory भी दिया गया है and then they are asking you to prepare final accounts. So final accounts का meaning है फाइनल अकाउंट्स द मीनिंग इज प्रिपेयरिंग एवरीथिंग टुगेदर इसी फैशन में आप ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट P&L अकाउंट और बैलेंस शीट भी साथ में साथ यू हैव टू डू एवरीथिंग यहाँ पे एडजस्टमेंट्स कुछ भी नहीं है ओनली एडजस्टमेंट इज क्लोजिंग स्टॉक दैट यू कैन डू इट very very easy. But here we have a discussion about the GST. I will first tell you, my dear students, please listen to me very carefully. Capital account 8,70,000 will come into your balance sheet. Okay, इस capital के साथ यदि you have net profit or net loss, you have to add and subtract. And if there is drawings given to you in the question, उसको भी subtract करना है. The next one, all of you please see purchases and sales. जो balance debit side में है वो purchases, जो बैलेंस क्रेडिट साइड में है 12,10,000 वो होता है सेल्स. ओके, परचेजेस एंड सेल्स विल गो इनटू विच अकाउंट मैम? इट विल गो इनटू द ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट. वेरी वेरी इजी. ओपनिंग इन्वेंट्री ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट डेबिट साइड. ट्रेड रिसीवेबल्स एंड ट्रेड पेएबल्स दोनों मिला के दिया है. दे हैव कंबाइंड बोथ एंड गिवन टू यू. द डेबिट साइड बैलेंस इज ट्रेड रिसीवेबल, करंट असेट्स में जाएगा. क्रेडिट साइड इज द ट्रेड पेएबल. It will come on to the liability side. Okay, that is current liabilities. 14% bank loan taken at the end of the year. बैंक लोन आपने लिया है वो बन जाता है liability. Take it to your balance sheet. Overdrafts also taken at the end of the year. वो भी बन जाता है आपका current liability, take it to the balance sheet. Salaries आपका indirect expense है, तो this will come into the P&L account. Advertisement indirect expense है, it will come into the P&L account. Other expenses also indirect expenses, it will go into the P&L account. अभी यहाँ पे देखो, returns pay, they have just given you debit side return, credit side return. Debit side 40,000 is your sales return. So 12 lakh 10,000 say 40,000 you should remove. 30,000 which is given on the credit side is your purchases return. So purchases is 6 lakh 5,000. Please subtract 30,000. Now all of you please see, furniture hota hai aapka fixed asset, it will go into the balance sheet. And building is your fixed asset, it will also go into the balance sheet. The next one is cash in hand. It is also a part of your assets. Current assets में आ जाएगा. All of you please see the last part. GST का कुछ है. GST is the tax on the services, goods and services tax. Okay. So in this GST, there is a concept of input and output. All of you please see, listen to me very carefully. GST, okay. Input GST you have and output GST you have. I think here people are very obsessed with GST. So let me explain. Whenever you are rendering a service or selling the goods or you are rendering the service, you collect the amount including the GST. Okay. So the amount of GST, whatever is there in your hands, it is not yours, but you should put it in the government's account. Okay. While you are purchasing goods, you would have paid the GST, correct? You would have paid certain amount of GST. So both of them can be set off. This is the concept of taking the input credit. That means, my dear students, 100 rupees you have purchased, on which 5 rupees, let us assume, you have paid the GST already. Now you made the sales on 100 rupees. You collected a GST of say, let us say 10 rupees is the GST you collected. So how much you have collected 10 rupees, you should pay this 10 rupees to the government. But you can tell, I already paid to the government 5 rupees in the form of purchases made. So now the net amount which I have to pay to the government is only 5 rupees because I am now taking the input credit. That is the concept of this particular GST entire tax. So that is why I told you in inventories also, GST will not be considered as the cost because iska input milta hai. You can set it off. So it is a reimbursable tax. Okay. So the GST concept works like this. In your textbook, you have something called as input CGST, SGST. Whenever GST is collected, for example, let us say the GST rate is 18%. The entire 18% will not go to a particular state. What it will happen? It will be broken half. So isme 9% goes to the central government, and the 9% goes to the state government. Whatever state that you are purchasing and you are doing the transaction in. Okay. So that is why we have CGST central ka, SGST state ka. It is one single percentage, but you will do half. When you are raising the invoices and all people who are working and raising invoices, they know the total GST value will be split into CGST, SGST. Okay. That is if you do the transaction in a state. Suppose let us say you have the output IGST. This is interstate. That means the goods have been sold from Hyderabad to Chennai. So there you will have the concept of IGST coming into picture. But this is also an output tax, correct? So now the question should be, if you get output, for example, in this question it is IGST, but usually you will have output CGST, output SGST. So you will set off CGST with CGST, SGST with SGST. Okay? Now, if you get IGST, what to do? If you get IGST, the first thing is you can take the set off from CGST input, and over and above that also you need money, then you can touch the SGST. For IGST, first you will be using the CGST value. Clear? On the same way here, if you see output value, whatever I require IGST is 15,000. Okay. And I have input value 9,000 CGST, 9,000 SGST. So first 15,000 I will take from 9,000. So this input goes away. Correct? Next inputs SGST, I again have 9,000, but 6,000 is enough. So 9,000 minus 6,000, 3,000 balance is still in my input SGST. SGST ka balance still I have 3,000 after settling my output IGST. So where will this particular input go? It will go to your current assets because input is always your asset. So that is why you will show that in the current asset. So this is the only concept of the GST. GST output can be set off against the input. Okay. So you will have input CGST, SGST, output also CGST, SGST. So you will set it off accordingly. But if there is IGST given to you, first you will take the amount from the CGST only. This is the only concept, my dear students. So did somebody finish the question? That was the only part that I wanted to teach you people. That is the input and output. Okay. And then closing inventory 1 lakh. This will come in two places. One is trading account credit side. The other one is in the balance sheet under the current assets. So that is with regard to this particular question, a complete question. इसमें तो कुछ भी adjustments नहीं है. It is only the closing inventory adjustment. And I want you people to try. I have already told you just now where what will come. Okay, which item will be going into which place into your account. Which item will be going into which place into the account will be there. Yes, I am just stopping to share the screen. I want everybody of you to work out and give me the answers. Tanya Sharma, gross profit and net profit. Okay, good. You have given me the answer. Okay, Kritika Jashi is also given the answer. Mubarak. Yes, you can't technically. Akshit, completed Akshit. Very good. I am very happy. Okay, gross profit, you have given me the answer, Radhika. How about the net profit, my dear? Shweta Sharma, good. Gross profit. Neha, gross profit and net profit. I think Neha had completed it first. Neha, did you understand the GST concept? Done, Anjali Yadav. Did you get the answer? Good. Alfia, good, correct answer. Shweta, net profit, she has told Akshit. Oh, super Akshit, you did it well. Good boy. Next, Neha. Okay, you understood the GST ka concept, no? Is your balance sheet tallying? What is the balance sheet total? Okay, Karthikeya Agarwal, good. I want to understand what is your closing capital balance, yeah? Tell me what is closing capital balance and also tell me what is the balance sheet total. If you do these two correctly, over. Okay, Radhika, that's the balance sheet total. What is the closing capital? Okay, good. Okay, good, Karthikeya. Kritika, yeah, good. Perfect. Do you have any doubts with this? Balance sheet tallied? Okay, Neha, good. Balance sheet total is 15 lakh and 35 and your closing capital balance is 10 lakh and 53. Very, very good. That's all. This much is this question. Nothing is there. Everything is given to you. Just you will prepare. This kind of questions, if you're going to redo it again and again and again, what will happen? You will get the crux of doing it fast. Your speed will improve. So that becomes very, very important. Clear, everybody? Yes. 2 more minutes I will give you. Balance sheet tallied, Shweta. Okay, good. 2 more minutes I will give you for you people to complete that particular question. And after that, I will be doing the illustration number 1. Please take illustration number 10 as your homework. I will just call out and I will tell you. I'll give you 2 minutes, please, everybody. Others complete. And then I will go and explain the 10th question illustration. Please do it as homework for me. And then we will be doing illustration number 1. Illustration number 1, if you do 1, 2, 3. 5, 6. I'm just giving 2 more minutes for the benefit of the others who have not completed. Tanugiri, 16 lakh 30. Which question are you telling? Artikeya, okay. Ravi Kumar, have you done? Okay. Okay, illustration 5 ka you're telling the answer. Okay, Tanu. Okay, Tanya. Good. Tanya Sharma. Others also please do it soon so that I will explain the illustration number 10 and illustration 1 ka ek concept hai. That is one important concept that we have to learn. Two more minutes. Anish Kumar done. Okay, where is Ravi Kumar? Others. You have done the ninth one. Okay, the next, if you have done the 10th one, is homework. That I will be explaining it now. 2 more minutes for those people who are still doing it. Net profit 1,83,000. Yes, good. Okay, Bindia Bino. Very good. Yeah, good. Now we go to the illustration number 10 because I've given you all enough time. Now all of you please see the illustration number 10. In the illustration number 10, it's also the same thing, nothing different. Okay. But a little bigger question. So, Mr. Mohan gives you the following trial balance and some other information. Capital account will go into your balance sheet. Sales account will go into your trading account credit side. Purchases trading account debit side. Opening inventory again trading account debit side. Freight inward. Freight inward is a direct expense. So it will go to the trading account debit side. Salaries will go into your P&L account indirect expenses. Administration expenses will go into your P&L account indirect expenses debit side. Furniture, it is a asset. So you should take the furniture into balance sheet. Trade receivables and trade payables, current assets and current liabilities, it is given together. So be careful. Returns again 20,000 and 12,000. 20,000 on the debit side is sales return, 12,000 is the purchases return. So when you are writing purchases and sales, you should subtract these two also. Now discount, 19,000 discount debit side is expense, discount allowed, debit side P&L account it will come. 9,000 is received, discount received, P&L account credit side it will come. Bad debts is an expense. So take it to the P&L account. Close your eyes and take it to P&L account. Investments in government securities is your asset. It will go into the balance sheet. And then we have cash in hand, cash at bank, 1,89,000. That is also your current asset. It will go into the balance sheet. Now all of you please see input CGST, SGST, output CGST, SGST. So first set off these two values. If you set off, still you will have input my 2000 CGST, SGST and CGST 2000. So 4000 is there. But output IGST is again 6000. So after setting off everything, you will have output payable only. Output payable 2000 rupees will be there. So what should I do with that? Output payable or output IGST value should be shown in your balance sheet as your current liability. Okay. Now closing inventory ka very easy. It will come in trading account credit side and in your balance sheet on your current asset side it will be coming. Now there is one more thing. This is the second adjustment with regard to depreciation, but very easy adjustment. Depreciate the furniture. Depreciation you learned just now only. Furniture's value is 3 lakh and 50. On that, 10 percentage comes to 35,000. It comes to 35,000. So 35,000 depreciation is your expense. Take it to the P&L account. Effect number one. Effect number two. In the balance sheet, when you write the furniture value, you should not write 3 lakh 50. You should write 3 lakh 50 minus 35,000. You should write 3 lakh 50 minus 35,000. So if you write like that, the balance will get balanced. That is the effect for depreciation. The two effects will be like this. One is depreciation, the expenses side in the P&L account, and the second one, the value of the asset minus depreciation will go to the balance sheet on the asset side. That's all. Okay. So that much in this question, it is same like your illustration number 9. I want you people to go back and try immediately after the 1 o'clock class, immediately sit down and try. So you will be able to understand it then and there itself. Is that clear? I think everybody of you have completed all the illustrations, whatever I have done till now. Illustration number 10 is your homework. Please do it immediately today itself. Okay. Here you have to prepare again trading and P&L account and balance sheet, and then you can do it directly. Only the last one is the last thing or the extra here adjustment is with regard to the depreciation. And I told you how to do the depreciation also. Yes. Oh, Neha has already tried and she's given me the answer also. Okay, good. No problem. Anybody, you people can try it at your own thing. Not required now. Yes, you can. Sandeep Raj, that's what I was telling you. Now we are going to look at one particular concept, that is your illustration number 1. Madam, you told me the closing stock will always come as a part of or as a adjustment. That means the meaning is outside the trial balance. So every time you are telling me that the closing stock will be counted at on the last date and it will always form a part of the adjustment. So closing stock ke liye, I always have two adjustments, madam, or I will be writing that in two places. Okay. Now, madam, what if there can be a case wherein the closing stock comes inside your trial balance? The closing stock comes inside your trial balance. Is that possible? Yes. Then what should we be doing it? That time you have to be very, very careful. My dear students, usually closing stock comes outside your trial balance. Where does it come? It comes outside of the trial balance. Point number 1. But if it comes inside your trial balance, what should I be doing? What are the points that I should know? Very simple, my dear students. Please see here. If closing stock comes in the trial balance, then there is a small adjustment which happens with your purchases. there is a small adjustment which happens with your purchases, which means that the purchases that is given to you in the trial balance automatically becomes adjusted purchases. That means what, madam? Even if they give you the word purchases in the trial balance and they also tell closing stock is also in the trial balance, you should immediately understand the concept. As per the matching concept, the purchases is already adjusted with the closing balance. That means what? Adjusted purchases ka formula is nothing but actual purchases minus the closing stock. So purchases changes into adjusted purchases when the closing stock is in the trial balance. Madam, if closing stock is given outside, then no problem. If closing stock is given outside, the purchases will be taken as it is. That means it will still include the value of that particular closing stock. Is that clear? I will show the question, then you will understand. All of you, please see the illustration number 1. So when the trial balance has the closing stock, which means that instead of getting it as your adjustment, trial balance comes in, I mean, the closing stock comes inside the trial balance. Yes, illustration 1. All of you, please see. The trial balance for the financial year ended 31st March of Deepakshi shows the following. I have purchases 10,000 and sales is there. Okay. Debtors and creditors is there. Okay. Opening stock is there. Okay. Closing stock is also there in the trial balance. My dear students, this is the case that I was talking about. If the closing stock is given inside the trial balance, that means the purchases that I am talking about. What is this? Purchase ka value, debit side value, 10 lakhs is there, no? They become automatically adjusted purchases. All of you, please see. They become automatically adjusted purchases. So, जो purchases trial balance के अंदर है, if closing stock is also in the trial balance, this purchases automatically become adjusted purchases. That means what? How will you find out the actual purchases value? Using this formula. Closing stock का value कितना है? Can somebody tell me what is the closing stock value? 3 lakh rupees is the closing stock value. So, madam, actual purchases which is actually made is nothing but 10 lakh plus 3 lakh, madam. 13 lakhs is the actual purchases, madam. So the moment you see the closing stock is inside the trial balance, based on the matching concept, you will change the purchases into the adjusted purchases. Adjusted purchases का formula क्या है? It means that purchases minus closing stock is this value. So in this question, purchases is 10 lakhs. Closing stock is in the trial balance. So purchases becomes adjusted purchases 10 lakhs. What is the actual purchases? इस formula में substitute करने के बाद आपको जो कुछ value मिलता है, that is the actual purchases. Is this clear? Okay. Now what is the question asked for? I want you people to check the question what it is asked for. Okay. Other expenses incomes hai. Okay. Fixed asset and long term liabilities hai. Okay. Capital. Okay. Now creditors balance on 1st of April. 1st of April 2021 is opening creditors ka balance is given. You are required to calculate cost of goods sold, amount paid to the creditors. So cost of goods sold ka formula kya hai? All of you please tell me. Cost of goods sold formula is opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock. Am I right? This is the actual formula. But now when I am talking about trial balance mein closing stock is coming, what happens to the purchases? It becomes adjusted purchases. Correct? Adjusted purchases ka formula kya hai? Purchases minus closing stock. That means this purchases minus closing stock is nothing but the adjusted purchases. Am I right? What is the opening stock value? Opening stock value is the same. It is 2 lakh rupees. Now, madam, This particular 10 lakhs, whatever is given to me, no, that I will take it as it is, madam. I should not do again 10 lakh minus closing stock should not come. Because what is the concept you learned? If closing stock is inside the trial balance, then the value of the purchases will become adjusted purchases. Adjusted purchases means purchases minus closing stock. That is the formula. So now 12 lakh rupees will become the cost of goods sold. That's all. Now the second point, amount paid to the creditors. What is the amount paid to the creditors? Okay, let me open the creditors account. Very, very easy. Now opening balance of the creditors will come on to the credit side. क्या है opening balance of the creditors? It is given to us 3 lakh rupees. Now what is given to us in the trial balance? That is the closing balance of the creditors. Closing balance of the creditors given to us in the trial balance is how much? 4 lakh rupees. Okay, madam, I have written here. Now, madam, what else will come? In the credit side, you will have to write the purchases. Now, madam, you tell me, will you take the adjusted purchases or will you take the actual purchases? Creditors, as far as they are concerned, they want to get the money for the total purchases, correct? They have to get the money for total purchases. Total purchases is nothing but the actual purchase. So I will take 13 lakhs here. Why, madam, you are considering 13 lakhs? Why are you not taking 10 lakhs? 10 lakhs is adjusted. You subtracted the closing stock for your purpose, for your accounting treatment. You are telling closing stock is coming in the trial balance. So that is your problem. But creditors ke liye total 13 lakhs are the actual purchases. So I have to pay money for the 13 lakhs only. So on 16 lakhs, if I'm going to subtract the closing value, it comes to 12 lakh rupees. So this is nothing but the cash paid to the creditors. That's all. So here we are using both adjusted purchases in the COGS formula. We are using cost of goods sold formula finding it. Again, creditors may we are taking the actual purchases. So this was the concept I was talking about that we will be studying now. So this is the concept with regard to if my closing stock is coming inside my trial balance, what do I do? If my closing stock is coming inside the trial balance, then purchases will automatically become adjusted purchases. Adjusted purchases का क्या formula है? It is actual purchases minus closing stock. So from this formula, first thing is find out what is the actual purchases. Over. Now come here. What they're asking you, two things they're asking you. Find out the cost of the goods sold is one, and second one is amount paid to the creditors. For cost of goods sold, adjusted purchases I will take, but for the creditors payment, I will take the actual purchases. That's all. Do you people have any doubts in this particular concept? Do you people have any doubts in this particular concept? Yes, no? This much is your illustration number one. So we have, all of you, did you all listen? Okay, Akshit is answering very well. The others, did you all understand? You understood the topic? Perfect. Tanugiri. Okay, good. Okay, no doubts. That's perfect. Anjali Yadav. That's what I have done. No, Anjali, what is the doubt you have? Yes, opening balance. No, it is given below the trial balance, Bindya. Please tell how to treat it in trading account. Okay, that is a good question. When you are taking this, you will take the as it is values. Okay, you will take as it is values in your trading account. Purchases will be 10 lakhs and closing stock this side in the trading account, you will have only, see, in the trading account, yes. Perfect. This is the question that you people should ask and you're asking. Very nice. If closing stock comes in the trial balance, this 3 lakh value will come just in the balance sheet in the current assets. Don't take it to the trading account. In trading account, purchases will be standing at 10 lakhs. That's all. Finish. What is the effect means? This 10 lakhs, whatever purchases is there, that will go to your trading account. Balance sheet में 3 lakhs of the closing stock will go. Again, don't bring the closing stock into trading account. उसका एक ही effect है. If closing stock is coming outside the trial balance, two effects are there. If closing stock is coming inside the trial balance, only one effect. Where it will come? Into your balance sheet. Good question, everybody. Now, did you all understand where it will go? I have not taken any different amounts. It is the same thing. Okay. Everybody clear with this? Yes, opening stock will come in the trading account only. Opening stock में कुछ difference नहीं है. Opening stock even before also, after also the same treatment. It will come in the trading account debit side. Now closing stock will go only into the balance sheet. Okay, Binayak? Okay, good. Everybody else clear? Done? So with this, how many illustrations we finished? Illustration 1, 2, 3, fourth one we didn't do, 5, 6, seventh one we didn't do, 8, 9, 10th one is the homework and 11th one also. So 9 illustrations we have finished. There is one small concept of provisions and reserves. Okay. I will teach that particular concept and do your illustration number 14. So with that, we finished 10 illustrations. In the next class, I will be finishing the remaining illustrations. I will be first talking about adjustments. जो adjustments में कुछ problem है, what are the difficult adjustments? Those adjustments I will be taking. First, I will teach them. Okay. And then we will be doing illustration 4, 7, illustration number 12, and 13. These are the 4 concepts or the 4 problems that's there for the next class. Now, all of you, please see before that provisions and reserves. What is meant by provision? What is a reserve? That's all. Okay. Provision ka examples hai, you can say provision for depreciation, or you can say provision for taxation, or you can say provision for doubtful debts. These are all the examples where you are creating a provision. इसका meaning है, even if depreciation or taxation or doubtful debts, these are all the expenses that will happen in the future. Okay. So इस expenses को meet करने के लिए, to take care of these expenses, okay, you are creating provisions in the present, that is out of the profits. But this is also called as charge against the profit. Means even if you have profit or not, if I say create a provision for depreciation, you will include that as expense, irrespective of you have profit or not. So that is why it is called as charge. So the examples are provision for depreciation, provision for taxation, provision for doubtful debts. You can have other provisions also, provision for discount on the debtors, like that. Now, when I talk about reserves, only and only if you have profits, only and only if you have profits, then I will create a reserve. This is appropriation. Only if I have profit, I will transfer that amount into a general reserve. Only if I get profits out of selling my capital assets, I will make it a capital reserve. So only and only if there are profits. So it is called as appropriation of profits, whereas the provisions are called as charge against the profit. So there is one illustration, your illustration number 14, that talks about what is the example of a provision, what is the example of a reserve. That's your last illustration. So I will just teach you that and we will go with the MCQs today before we wind up the class. After the 13th one. Provisions and reserves. Provisions are charged against the profit, whereas reserves are appropriation of profits. Okay. All of you, please see here. Now, the first one is depreciation. The moment you see their depreciation, it means that it is a provision because you need to create for that particular thing. Okay. All of you, please see depreciation. Even if the word provision is not given to you, depreciation is an expense. So it means that it should be created as a provision. So transfer this to provision. Bad debts written off. Kuch hai? Bad debts written off. This is general expense. It is not a provision also. It is not a reserve also. Okay. Increase in the provision for doubtful debts. Yes, this is a provision. Provision for doubtful debts is increasing. That means it is also a provision. Retained profit for the year. So when you have profit, you will retain it. Retaining का मतलब क्या है? You will transfer it to the reserve. So fourth one goes to the reserve. Liability for tax. This is a provision for taxation. So depreciation, doubtful debts increase, and liability for taxation. All the three transfers to the provisions. Reserves is only the retained earnings. Bad debts written off, neither provision nor a reserve. That's all. That much simple concept. So you should remember only if there is profit, you will transfer it to the reserve. Irrespective of whether there is a profit or loss, you are going to create a charge against the profit. Clear? Do you people have any doubts? Any doubts with this particular question? I want everybody of you to answer. Khalash. Okay, now let us go ahead with the MCQs. I will be doing the MCQs right now and then we will wind up for today. A debit to an account, okay? You people tell me a debit to an account may be increase in the expense or decrease on an asset or increase in liability. You tell me, when will you debit it? When will you debit in the following cases? If an expense increases, will you debit? Correct. Expenses has a debit balance. To increase the expense, you will debit it. If you are going to decrease an asset, what you should do? Decrease an asset will be credited. Okay. And also increase in liability. Liability will have a credit balance. If you have to increase it again, you will have to credit it. So the question here that they're asking is, when will you debit an account? So expenses, when it is increased, you are going to debit the account. Clear, everybody? Good. Now we go to the second part of it, the second question. Yes. So the first answer is A. Everybody, 1A. Now the second question, all of you please see. Prepayment of insurance premium. This one we will see a little later because I have not taught you about the prepaid expenses still. So leave the second question. Come to the third question. Gross profit is the difference between sales and purchases, sales and cost of sales and total expenses. Gross profit is coming from your trading account. So the answer is sales and cost of sales. Alicia, second one, please leave it. I'm talking about the third one. All of you, please see the third one. Second one, we have not yet done the concept. Please see the third one. Gross profit means it is the difference between sales and cost of sales. Because in the trading account only you will get gross profit, no? So sales minus cost of sales or cost of goods sold gives the gross profit. The question number 3 answer is B. Okay? All of you, please see here. Payment made to a creditor subject to cash discount. All of you, please see, when you make a payment to a creditor and you get a cash discount, what are the things that is happening? What is happening? You tell me. When you make a payment to a creditor, the creditor balance reduces or increases or reduces. What happens to your cash balance? Cash balance also decreases because you make a payment. You are getting a cash discount, no? So that is your income and it increases. Your revenue increases. So liability decreases. Creditor is your liability decreases. Cash balance is your asset that also decreases. Whereas your income increases. Correct? Your income increases. Now please see and tell me which option is that. Fourth one, the option is C. Reduce an asset. Cash is reducing. Reduce a liability. Creditor is reducing. Add to revenue. Cash discount is getting added because it is your income. Clear, everybody? Now, fifth question. A customer returns goods already charged to him. Debtor, when he returns the goods, what will you do with his account? What will you do with his account? You are going to reduce his account. So you will reduce the debtor account. Debtor account has a debit balance and you are going to reduce his account. That means you are going to credit. You are going to credit him, which is nothing but the fifth one option is B. The fifth one option is B. Okay, now all of you please tell, very simple. Capital is the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets minus liabilities is the capital. Okay, now see the seventh question. The capital of a sole trader would change as a result of what? A creditor being paid by check, raw materials being purchased on credit, wages being paid in cash. That means where it will happen or where will the change come in? The capital of a sole trader will be affected only when he makes a payment or for the nominal items. Here, what and all is given? What is the first one? The first one says he has, all of you please see here. We will see individually. Here when he says a creditor paid by check, so creditor is a balance sheet item, liabilities, and on the asset side you have bank. So there is a adjustment happening in the balance sheet itself. So one liability is decreasing, asset also decreasing. Finish, over. Next, raw material purchased on credit. Here inventories is increasing, creditors also increasing. So two things also again happening in the balance sheet. So no effect on his capital. Where will the effect come? Here you see wages paid in cash. Wages is a P&L item. Cash is a balance sheet item. So both are not affecting balance sheet, but one is affecting the P&L account, which means that the other effect will fall under his capital. So the wages that is paid in cash will be affecting the capital of a sole trader. Okay. Anything that is affecting the balance sheet, when two effects are there inside the balance sheet, capital will not change. When there is an effect in P&L and in the balance sheet, then there will be a change in the capital. Okay. Decrease in the provision for doubtful debts. What is this? Decrease in the provision for doubtful debts. That means expense is reducing. When expense reduces, what will happen? There will be an increase in the profit. There will be an increase in the profit because expense reduces. That will in turn increase the profit. Okay, good. Company wishes to earn 20% profit margin on the selling price. Which of the profit markup is on cost? This already I told you in the inventory chapter. 20 by 100, 1 by 5 on sales price. So it will be 1 by 4 on cost. It is nothing but 25% on the cost. Correct? Everybody with me? 25% on the cost. So if it is 25% on the cost, what is the answer? Ninth one is B. Now see the 10th one. If sales is 2000 and the gross profit percentage on cost of goods sold is 25, then the cost of goods sold will be, see here again, tricky question. Sales is 2000. Okay. Gross profit is 25% on cost. If it is 25% on cost, it will be 20% on the sales. What is 20% on the sales? Gross profit. So how much is this? So 2000 rupees selling price minus 20% on 2000 is 400. 1600 is your cost of the goods sold. How much it is? Cost of the goods sold is 1600. Everybody okay? That is C. 10th one is C. 1600. Nothing. Same thing, whatever we have understood, whatever we have learnt in the inventories chapter, I am using the percentages. That's all. Sales for the year ended amounted to 10 lakhs. Sales included goods sold to Mr. A for 50,000 at a profit of 20% on the cost. The goods are lying at the godown at the buyer's risk. So this good should be treated as a part of, if the risk is transferred to the buyer, then who is the owner of that? Risk and reward transfer together. Risk transfers with the ownership. So the buyer is already the owner. If buyer is the owner, it means that it is the sales. It is not your stock. You have sold the stock. Irrespective of whether it is in your go down, that is not the point. Who is the owner of it? The owner is that particular buyer already. So this should be treated in your books as sales. My dear students, you should treat this as sales, not the closing inventory, not goods in transit. Already the buyer became the owner. That means if you sell only, that guy can become the owner. Sales revenue is 4 lakh. Cost of goods sold is 3 lakh and 10,000. What is the gross profit? Don't see the expenses also. Directly 4 lakh minus 3 lakh and 10,000, because expenses are indirect expenses. Nothing is mentioned. So don't take expenses. We want only gross profit. Gross profit is sales minus the cost of goods sold as per your trading account. Clear, everybody? With this, we finish. And Priya, are you there?
Yes, yes. I'm here only.
Yes. Okay, Priya.
Yes, I've seen all MCQ has been covered over here. Thank you so much. Chapter 7 final accounts have already been started here. And next class we have this only, right?
Yes.
Coming Friday. Yes,
Correct.
we'll be starting with this only. And
Yeah.
yes, we'll be having one class in case of any questions regarding the inventories or any chapter, inventories and BRS, right? The BRS and inventory has been done by us,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Done. BRS ka
So,
already I've clarified everything, Priya. I think
okay, okay.
I've done everything. Only the inventories ka wo practical question is there, no? That alone is
Yes,
pending.
yes,
If I
that we'll be
clear,
covering. We'll be
yes.
covering in next, maybe next or next to next class. That will be covering.
Correct.
Also, please, Akshat, I have been receiving the queries from you regarding the full questions. I would request you to please point out the questions first. You try to solve that question from yourself first. Try to solve that question and then point out that which point you are unable to understand. That this specific query do you have in this question, rather than sending us the whole question will not suffice the purpose. I'll not be in a condition to explain each and everything over there. The classes is already being conducted. Each and every concept has been taken by the respective faculties in detail. So I would request you to please solve this question yourself first and then jot down the point. Also, students, we receive many questions from me, almost receive every time we receive the question from this final accounts from the sole proprietor. And the questions are sometimes very basic and sometimes specifically from only from the study material. For example, from in May attempt, we received a specific question, illustration question from which was there in our study material itself. So I would request everyone to please solve each and every question of this final accounts so that you can have a grip. These questions are usually large, takes a lot of time, so you have to practice more for this question and try to solve this question yourself first. Fine. If you see illustration answers first, then you'll not be able to know that where you stand. First try, see the question and then solve the question, and then identify if your balance sheet is not valid, what are the reasons behind it, and what all basic problems where you are lacking. On the other hand, even if your balance sheet is not tallied, if many of the students receive queries that if the balance sheet is not being tallied, will be our all marks be deducted or not? No, there is always step marking if you have done some adjustment correctly. So you should always some adjustment correctly, you'll always get marks. So rather than focusing on tallying the balance sheet, yes, this is also important, please focus on all the adjustments. this question takes around 10 to 15 minutes, I understand, but yes, focus on all the adjustment, the correct treatment of adjustment specifically, especially the treatment for provision for bad debts, then appreciation and depreciation on assets, fixed assets. These are the common adjustment which should be taken care of. And students have been covering this again and again. GST is the concept. Even if a question comes from GST for the final accounts also, you should know that. So rather than saying that this GST can be covered in any question, so you should be conceptually clear for GST, that what input and what output GST, and how the credit is to be carried forward and how the amount is to be taken care of. Okay. Akshit has still some query. Wait. Ma'am, first question. Can you please say, Akshit, can we take query of Akshit?
Yes.
Okay, Akshit, you please unmute yourself. Share your question also here. We don't know which question you are telling.
Ma'am, I send you the question in your Priyamata viewers chat box.
You send it here because I am logging it through Ajit's login. So please
tell
send
me the name. Which chat?
Yeah, BOSICA.
BOSICAI.
Okay, wait. Give me 1 minute.
Share it to Hiranmay ma'am also.
Okay, wait. Give me just my time. Sharing that.
So Priya, next class on Friday, no, I will be handling the adjustments part and I will be doing the remaining questions. There are just 4 illustrations pending. Out of 14, I finished 10 illustrations today. So there are 4 illustrations pending.
Great.
Okay, so with that, my unit 1 will be done. So I'm eyeing somewhere around that, and I will do the unit number 2 also, a little bit half an hour ka gap mein, by 12:30. That's the point. Okay, Akshit, you sent me some file. Just a minute.
I am
see that I will. You click the download option in that. You can open it in there.
It looks like we don't support this format.
You can download also in downloads, it will show.
It looks like we don't support this file format.
That's what it is telling me also.
Yes. Even I am unable to see that.
In computer downloads option, this you click means it will open.
We are aware that there is a download option, and I've been trying to open that from download option only. That is what we are saying. We are unable to open that.
In File Explorer, you go, ma'am. There, downloads will be there.
Okay, what is that exactly?
You tell me the query first.
Question.
You tell me the query first. What is your query? Can you read that?
Ma'am, I was gone through this question. Can you explain me last two that adjustments, checks deposited and check issued?
Read out the query.
Check deposited on 25th March 2024, but check collected by bank on 5th April 2024. Then next is check issued on 26th March 2024, but presented for encashment on 6th April 2024. These two adjustment I got stuck, so you can explain me last 2 points.
Okay. So you are telling the 2 queries and the 2 adjustments pertain to check issued, but yes, not presented or collected for payment, correct? Yes, so what is your exact doubt? You tell me when you read this particular adjustment, what is that you are able to understand? Checks issued ka. What adjustment is this? No. Which you tell me there are 3 types of differences, correct? What are the 3 types of differences in BRS mein? You tell me.
Check issued but not presented for payment.
No, tell me the broad heads. Timing differences.
Timing differences.
Then?
Timing, which one you are asking, ma'am?
I'm asking what are the differences?
Why is there a difference in the cash book and bank book?
I told you there are 3 broad categories wherein you will get the differences between these 2 accounts, right? Usme the first one is timing difference, right?
What are the other differences?
What are the other differences?
Differences you're asking, difference in the sense you're asking the bank balance as per.
No, I'm just asking what are the reasons for differences. Ek hota hai timing difference ka. That is why you get the differences in your cash book and bank book. What are the other 2 things? Broad categories.
Errors in transactions.
Okay, errors in transactions. Good. The other one?
3 only we have. First is you said in the class timings, second is transactions, third is error.
Correct. So transaction that's happening only at the bank. Okay. Now checks issued but not presented for payment comes under which category? You tell me.
Debit.
No,
No,
which
which
category
category?
is in तीनों में where it will come?
Check issued but not presented for payment. It
Correct.
will
Come in
it
the
will
hmm.
transactions.
No, it will come in the timing difference. Correct? Timing difference.
Sorry, time.
Timing difference में there are only two things. Two differences you can get. One, check issued but not presented. Check deposited but not encashed. Okay?
Eh, Ma'am, I can ask what meaning of encashed.
See, okay. The basic thing is whenever I deposit a check in the particular bank, okay, suppose let us understand a debtor. Debtor is who? Who has to give you money, okay? He gave you a 10,000 rupees check. So what will you do? You received the check, okay? So immediately what will you do? You tell me. You took the check from the debtor. Debtor today has come to your office. He has given you check. Take, Akshit, this is your check, 10,000 ke liye. What will you do with the check, Akshit?
You mean to ask we'll do debit or credit, that one?
No. What you will do with the check? Generally, don't go to debit, credit, and all. What you will do after getting the check? You will take it to the bank. You need money, no? Can you get
Yes, ma'am.
money directly like that? No. You have to, there is a process. You should go to the bank, correct? And then what you will do? You will deposit the check in the bank. इसका meaning है check deposit हुआ है. Immediately when you give the check in the bank, will you get the money directly?
No, ma'am. Directly we won't
How
get.
many days will it take?
You tell.
How much time will it take?
How much time in means what, ma'am?
Will the bank take to give you the money from the check? To deposit, to transfer the same amount of money to your account from that check. You know, it will take some time or it will
It will
transfer
come
it directly.
immediately.
What do you think?
It will take time.
Correct. Now, the concept of you asking what is the meaning of encashing? No, encashing means when the amount comes into your account, when that cash gets debited from the other account and it gets credited into your account, uska meaning hai encashment karna. Okay? There is a time that is taken in between, correct? So by the
Yes,
time
ma'am.
you go and deposit the check and the amount comes and gets credited in your account, there is a time difference. That is why there is a difference between your cash book and the passbook. Is that clear? So the first thing I told you, check deposited, but not yet collected. Okay, that means check you have given to the bank, but your account is still not credit is not got into the account. So in that case, which book will be more? Check deposited, immediately you will make an entry in the cash book. So check received, check deposited means debit side will be more. Your cash book balance will increase, but your passbook to that extent will be less. Why? Because did you still get the credit in your balance, in your account? No. So that is why the effect of check deposited means cash book is more, passbook is less. The opposite of this is check issued. You are giving check to your creditor. That means what? You are giving a check payment. The moment you give a check payment, your cash book balance will decrease because immediately you will put the effect in the cash book. What will happen to your passbook? Still amount is debited from your banker? No. Only when that creditor takes the check, goes to his bank and he gives his check, then only the process will happen. Correct? So till that time, it is not yet encashed. It is not yet presented. तो इसका मीनिंग क्या है? चेक इश्यू हुआ है बट नॉट येट एनकैश्ड बट नॉट येट प्रेजेंटेड मीन्स चेक इश्यू हुआ है सो योर कैश बुक बैलेंस टू दैट एक्सटेंट इज लेस बिकॉज इमीडिएटली यू विल मेक एन एंट्री but passbook balance is more. Now, whatever two transactions that you told me as a doubt, they are the basic doubt in timing difference, which comes under check issued but not encashed, check issued but not presented. Any names they can use, but the key word is check issue hua hai. Issue means there is a payment done from your side. This comes under timing difference. Timing difference mein do hi hai, check deposited and check issued. These two, if you understand, like whatever I've told you now, it becomes easy. Passbook to that extent is more, check issued में, cash book is less. Okay?
Next
Akshay?
inventory is this. Yes, ma'am. BRS I
आपको
will
समझ आ गया? Do you got it?
Yes, ma'am. Next inventory.
बताना जरा एक बार बताओ. In case if you're having a check cash book balance and check has been deposited but not yet cleared by bank, so will the amount be added or subtracted? We have a balance as per cash book.
Yes, ma'am.
Now the check has been deposited but not yet credited by bank. So this amount is to be added or subtracted?
Check deposited but not yet cleared.
Yes.
Add, ma'am.
You will add this? We have a balance as per cash book.
Ma'am, there are two balance.
Then you are
bank
not
balance.
understanding. You're not understanding everything. You make her understand everything. आपने पूरा concept समझा हिरणमयी मैम से, and then again you did not get it.
Ma'am, wait, ma'am. What I'm saying.
You don't listen properly.
Ma'am, I listen, ma'am. I listen. I'm saying bank balance as per passbook में हम वो लिखेंगे,
I told
डेबिट
you the
करेंगे
balance as per
उसको.
cash book, check deposited but not yet in cash. She just explained you a minute before. You keep on asking query, but please understand also, no. There's no point of only asking query. You should understand the concept as well. Another question for you. You have a balance as per passbook. Now check deposited, but not yet cleared by bank. Tell me, Akshit. Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, hello, ma'am. Ma'am, that one we will debit, ma'am.
You have a balance as per passbook, right? Now the check has been deposited, but not yet cleared by bank, not yet in cash by bank. Now you tell me this amount will be added as per balance as per passbook or reduced as per the balance as per passbook. I think my question is clear. If anyone else would like to answer, first Akshit will answer. Tell me, Akshit.
Ma'am, check deposited but not yet cleared. That one will
with the balance as per passbook.
Will less, ma'am.
See, still you are not understanding. And people have already answered it. Ms. Radhika Jain, you have answered it correctly, that it will be added. Please understand the query first. She has already told you everything conceptually. She has already told you. See, एक बार अगर कोई कैश चेक आता है, मैं अपनी कैश बुक में उसकी एंट्री पहले ही कर दूंगी. If I have received a check from you, for example, for rupees 500, I'll make an entry in my cash book that I've already received 500. तो मेरा बैलेंस ऑलरेडी कैश बुक से बढ़ जाएगा. करेक्ट? बोलो अक्षय.
Yes, ma'am.
राइट, बढ़ेगा.
Yes, ma'am.
तो अब मैंने ये चेक जाके डिपॉजिट किया बैंक में, पर बैंक विल टेक 1 or 2 days टू क्लियर इट. तो मेरा बैंक का बैलेंस तो कम होगा ना फॉर 1 or 2 days.
Yes, ma'am.
तो अगर मेरे को बैंक की पासबुक का बैलेंस टैली करना है तो मुझे बैंक बैलेंस में वो वाला 500 रुपीज ऐड करना पड़ेगा. करेक्ट?
Yes, ma'am.
हाउ कैन यू से इट विल बी रिड्यूस्ड? बताओ.
मैम, मैंने ये आंसर इसलिए बोला क्योंकि बैंक बैलेंस एज पर कैश बुक लेस देन पासबुक है, इसलिए
मैंने आपको क्लियरली पहले बोला था और बाकी बच्चों को भी समझ आई ये बात. सबने मेरे को आंसर दिया. चलो कोई बात नहीं. फर्स्ट यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस कंसेप्ट फर्स्ट. पहले आप बीआरएस अच्छे से पढ़िए. ओके? क्वेरी पूछने से पहले योर कंसेप्ट शुड आल्सो बी क्लियर कि आप किसके रिगार्डिंग क्वेरी पूछ रहे हो. ओके? थोड़ा सा पढ़ाई करो. आज सारे क्वेश्चंस खुद सॉल्व करना. ऑल द क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम योर ओन हैंड्स. ठीक है अक्षित?
मैम, डेली मैं प्रैक्टिस करता हूँ, देता हूँ टाइम.
आपको देखो ये वाला कंसेप्ट नहीं आया अभी. बहुत इजीली मैंने अभी आपको समझाया. अब आपको समझ आया?
हाँ मैम, वो कभी कभार कंफ्यूजन हो जाता है उसमें.
चलो अब आपको ये सारे क्वेश्चंस आपको सॉल्व करने हैं फ्रॉम इलस्ट्रेशन 6 टू इलस्ट्रेशन 11. सारे इलस्ट्रेशंस आपको घर पे, दिस इज योर होमवर्क. ओके?
इलस्ट्रेशन
6 टू इलस्ट्रेशन 11 बीआरएस के.
ठीक है, टुमारो आई विल शो यू एंड डू.
Anything else? If anyone else would like to ask anything? Okay, let's conclude our class. So the
Okay,
final
okay,
accounts
Priya.
have been covered, and few illustrations of the final accounts will be, some adjustment will be taken care of in the next section. Also, students, this chapter is very easy. I know the questions take little bit more time, but please, students, be patient. And whenever you're doing a question, do the question completely. Don't run in between. आप क्वेश्चन हाफ करके बीच में उठ जाएंगे, then it will not serve your purpose. So please, whenever you're doing this question, finish the question completely. Also, please try to do all the questions illustration which has been covered during the session. Then only you'll be able to reap the maximum benefit. Okay, all the very best. Will be coming for the next class on Friday. Thank you,
Okay,
students.
thank you. Thank you, Priya. Thank you, students.
Thank you, Ranmay. Thank you.
Bye.